page Joe Gatto from Nebraska Jokers. I'm hanging out with my man U-Goboy, the Harlem Wizards game. It's unreal. Check him out.
It's your boy, U-Goboy. That's Mongo, all right? This is the U-Goboy podcast channel. But before we start, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We got unfiltered, authentic conversations. We got sports talk. We got drops. Oh, yeah. So, Mongo, what should they do?
Like and subscribe.
Oh, yeah. Yahtzee. A quarterback gets to the line and Caleb Downs is there. Man, he could be playing linebacker. He could be playing corner. He could be playing edge rusher. He could be playing free, strong. They don't know what he's going to do on any given play. Now, that becomes the identity. Our teams were missing, respectively, identities within the respective sides of the football. You guys wanted, okay, Aaron Glenn, you're calling cards defense. What's going to be the identity? It's him now. With these picks, with Bailey and everything, it's absolutely him. With Parker now, Caleb Downs is the identity. And you had Quinn and Williams, former Jet, thank you, appreciate that. You've got foundational pieces now, and I love that we had a plan, and we executed the plan.
You go, boy.
Yo, do not adjust your TV sets. Back in Stellar 19 Studios. The belt's here. Mongo's here. You know what it is. Listen, Drake dropped 3 albums. We're combining 2 episodes in one. We got the Draft Super Show, and we've got the Schedule Release Super Show. Brand new episode of the U-Goboy podcast. Mongo, how you feeling?
Feeling great. How about you, bro?
Oh, yeah. Brand new episode coming at ya. Yahtzee. Whoa. Hey, this a vibe, nigga. Whoa. Woo. Secure the bag. I need more. Hey, 3P, Jordan. Whoa. Woo. I can't keep it on a low. This a whole vibe. I don't need a plug, no cosign. Thinking out loud, that's a gold mine. Mask on, yeah, COVID-19. Baby mama, yeah, looking like Rihanna. Rest in peace to George, rest in peace Brianna. Still kicking like Van Damme with my niggas in Amsterdam. Mongo. I forgot to do this last time. It's your boy. You
go, boy.
Boy. You can add stuff in post. That's the beauty of it too. But Mongo, how you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling great. It has been a great time for our teams, man. Yankees are looking good. I'm not mad at what the Jets are doing. Cowboys look good in the draft, and we're all things good right now, man. How about you?
I'm living the dream, man. I'm living the dream. Wizard season's winding down. Summer tours going there. Nice. Can do some traveling for the summer. Right. Get away to a beach near you or far from you. Who knows? You know what I mean? Life's good. Life is amazing. It is what it should be. And again, Drake dropped 3 albums, so I've been listening to music for nonstop for the past few days. But Mongo, we're going to combine 2 episodes in one. We'll go for a twofer.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like day-night doubleheader, 2-for-1 ticket at Yankee Stadium. Old school. So we're going to go the Draft Super Show, of course, recap the NFL Draft, and of course, going to redrop the Schedule Release, which also just recently dropped. But let's kick things off with the draft. Man, oh man, you know I'm going to have the draft music playing in post. I've had it leading up to this. Our teams did work.
Yeah.
Our teams did some work, man. We'll start with your Jets, as we always do. Shout out to NFL.com. They ranked the top. They ranked all 32 teams. We'll have the link below, and they gave with grades included. They gave your Jets the number 5 position on of the top 32 teams. Obviously, they graded you guys with an A-. How do you feel about what you guys did in Pittsburgh, the Berg? You know what I mean? I used to live out there. Love Pittsburgh. Love Pittsburgh. Love that city. What do you think you guys did right? What do you think you guys did wrong? Do you feel like you guys nailed it on a draft weekend?
Here's the thing. Mm-hmm. You know it's always good when I start with here's the thing. Yeah. You know we're in for a treat here.
Straight Collinsworth. Yeah, here's a guy.
Let me go for the hot take. Let me go for the hot takes real early and often here.
I'm here for it.
The drunk driver who gets home safely did not demonstrate good driving.
Okay.
Let's just get that out of the way real quick here.
All right.
And those who are liking the Jet draft, they're correct. It's a good draft.
Okay.
But for the wrong reasons. I actually left that initial night pretty unhappy. I think I was sending you some pretty
We were
great
texting back
texts.
and forth. We were texting back and forth, yes.
And again, that's because if I was teaching a new GM or I was teaching someone new to the sport what to do, there were a whole lot of initial, what are we doing moments here. Letting the wide receiver drop, You could tell me all you want. You knew Cooper was still going to be there. You couldn't, and I don't believe that for a second. That pick 33 is supposed to be free money. You're supposed to just be able to trade that thing for like the 36 and a fourth. We had to use it to move up. We had to use it for capital. I told you last time we were together, 4 major needs, 4 major picks. This should have been a no-brainer. We somehow missed on 2 of those 4. So, I mean, there's a lot of, errant moves here. Now, again, getting Inez Cooper late in the draft out of Miami definitely kind of helped the bleeding on that guard. They do get a defensive tackle as well. Pons and Sadiq are great kids. They're great players. So, again, at the end of the day, if you're telling me the Jets deserve this A because, hey, good players, right? Well, I mean, take that logic to the extreme. If the Cowboys went in the draft and just went best player available and came out with 9 guards, would that be a good draft? No,
probably
right?
Not, probably not.
So you at some point have to evaluate how you fit as a team. But now here's the thing, and you talked about post before. We can cue the X-Files music here anytime you want.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because there are 2 things that absolutely nobody is talking about. And the first thing is the financial genius that was this draft. Because first of all, I told you from the beginning, I was Reese over Bailey for the Jets. Not as players. I think Bailey's the better player. But I kept saying you need to take Reese because you need to get Sherwood out of the starting lineup. And remember, he has that albatross contract we're stuck with.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. With Bailey, now Sherwood's going to play. And if he can even demonstrate half of what he was 2-3 years ago, you can move that contract and we can get it off the books. You take Sadiq to be your number 2 receiver instead of, a wide receiver. Now, you get Cooper, but let's say you don't, and you're going in with Sadiq as your number 2. Guess what happens in 5 years? Remember when Jimmy Graham tried to claim he was a wide receiver and he lost $5 million doing it?
Yes.
You can save $5 million by your number 2 being a wide receiver. Guess what happens by trading up those couple picks for Cooper? You get the extra year. You get the 5th year option, right? All of this screamed financial brilliance. And in a world where, listen, Geno can win the Super Bowl this year. He's not our quarterback next year. This is a 100% one and done.
Yes, sir.
And they know the window is 100% open to go shopping on that rookie quarterback scale. And they're setting themselves up for that. And I love that. And so financially, this was genius. And then the other thing, a little more along the lines of what people are thinking, but I still think we just need to make this perfectly clear. You drafted 8 guys.
Yeah.
5 of them were in the playoffs this year. 3 were in the championship, and they went a combined 11-3 in the playoffs. These are winners. And then on top of that, Klubnik was in the playoffs last year. Darrell Jackson was on that Florida State team that got screwed out of the playoff 3 years ago that went undefeated. And even VJ Payne, who I don't know if he's going to make the team because we're currently carrying 11 defensive backs. Yeah. But even if he makes it, Kansas State won their last 2 bowl games. He was part of a top 10 team 2 years ago. And if you want to talk about the true sign of a warrior, that dude was on the winning inaugural team of the Pop-Tarts Bowl, man. Listen, you want a warrior, watch a man who's savagely killed a Pop-Tart. I mean, that's a guy I want on my team. So the point is they went out and they made this team as financially responsible as possible. And they just went out and got what Aaron Glenn always says he wants, with is just winners, right? These are just culturally 8 good dudes. And that's why this is a great draft for the Jets.
Like the video. Episode 79. I've been keeping count. 79 of the U-Goboy podcast.
No
Sports Talk. We're recapping, of course, is the Draft Super Show, our annual Draft Super Show. Let's stick with your Jets for a little bit longer before we keep it moving. Listen, you guys get Klubnik. Possibly.
Love him.
Possibly your QB of the future.
Absolutely.
I mean, and to go with that on night 1, you guys got busy. 3 selections. I mean, you guys get David Bailey. You guys get Kenyon Sadiq. You guys get Omar Cooper. And, of course, on night 2, you got a guy who's been comped to Aaron Glenn, D'Angelo Pond, who's your head coach, Aaron Glenn. You guys, of course, were the first team in NFL history to not record an interception. I think Pond might help with that. This is a guy, feisty. I like, listen, if he played in the Big Ten, he knows how to play defense. Usually. Mozzie Smith aside. Usually the guy knows how to play defense. So do you feel like, my question to get to is, do you feel like you guys are still gearing up for Arch Manning? Are you still gearing up for the loaded quarterback class next year, and you're just putting a, no pun intended, Avengers-esque, maybe the Thunderbolts, around a potential franchise quarterback next season with, listen, a nice little mix of Garrett Wilson, a nice little mix of Amari Cooper. Breece Hall, you guys just re-signed him. He just got a bag. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mason Taylor's still there. You guys have a lot of pieces, especially offensively, to just plop in a young quarterback to have success out the gates. Are you more excited for 2027, or do you feel like, can you make a little noise with Geno possibly this year and possibly sneak in a super wild card weekend? Listen, there's 10 wild card spots. Can you guys grab one of them?
Maybe we can make the NIT. Is that a thing in the NFL?
Savage.
Here's the reality of it, because it's a catch. The question itself is a catch-22. If you believe that all of these guys are going to hit, which, by the way, I think this is genius what they did in a vacuum. I think, the fact that you don't really have these zone type blitzing guys, right? McDonald and Bailey are just going to come right at you. Yep. So you're going to have a lot of quick reads from opposing quarterbacks. So you go out and get Pons, who's an elite tackler, and you get Payne, who is elite at staying with the tight end, right? So you get two guys who are going to be able to stay with those hot route guys, right? Totally brilliant on their part. A lot of good stuff happening. Also going back to that financial thing, by basically not even attempting, again, maybe Inez Cooper becomes a starting guard, but you're at least day one convinced that you're going to be starting two centers, right? You're going to be starting Myers and Tippmann next to each other. Guess what? When Myers becomes a free agent and you could say, listen, buddy, you can either take our slightly undervalue, market value to be a starting guard, or you can go be a backup center somewhere. He's going to stay in there, right? Same with Tippmann. They're going to stay in there to be on this line. So, a lot of good things happening long-term, especially financially. But if you believe everyone's a hit, if you believe that these two tight ends are going to be able to coexist together and Pons, and somehow, they're going to be able to work Pons and Brownlee and Stiggers all into the mix. And, Mitchell is definitely the wide receiver 3 and all that good stuff. By the way, Tim Patrick, great signing by them.
Yeah, under radar.
But
yeah.
Let me ask you this then. With 3 first-rounders, what are going to be the 3 areas of need next year? It's still quarterback. Yeah. This team could go 11-5. Geno Smith is still one of the 3 most below average starters relative to the market.
Agreed. I'm the market.
If this thing is a disaster, which it easily could be, because even if they show growth, listen, you're playing the NFC North. The NFC North. That could easily be 1-3. As easy as that Arizona win looks, you have to travel to Arizona. It's one of the nightmares on the schedule. You have Robert Saleh. Again, the Titans look like an easy win, but they're going to be psyched up. Robert Saleh's going to have his team psyched up to, for the revenge game. Mm-hmm. You can easily go 2-4 or even, 1-5. You split with Miami in your division. So, this thing could be a mass improvement and still have 5 or 6 wins written all over it. But even if you go somehow magically, and I'm not saying they will before we come at me here, but even if you somehow magically go 10-7, 11-6, something of that nature, you're still going to look at the end of the year and say, if we use all of our 3 first-rounders without getting cute with trades, we're going to need a guard, we're going to need a quarterback, and we're probably going to want a linebacker, right? Yeah. So we're still going to be in the same position we were this year, which is why, again, as much as you can love this draft, it didn't do a whole lot to move the needle. It just gave us more Aaron Glennie type players to be in those spots as opposed to what we had. But we're still exactly where we were.
Yeah. Like the video. You just want to continue to build. Yeah. You want a plan. Like when you hire a developer to you buy land, right? Mm-hmm. Like if the developer comes in and just like, listen, so I'll be done in 10 years, but we're going to work on the foundation probably in year 5. You first of all, you probably got him from the monorail guy from The Simpsons. Like the guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But you want a cohesive plan and you want movement and progress. Right. Like you guys were picking early for God knows how many times, once again this year, whatnot. But quarterback and offensive line and defensive line and a Robin at the wide receiver position and linebackers. It's not a 1 year turnarounds can happen with competent front office. I'm not saying that it can't. You had 2 teams that missed the playoffs in the Super Bowl this year. But again, both teams had foundations at least. Right. They had foundational pieces. They had guys that were drafted and ready to go. They just needed better coaching, more ancillary pieces, a solid draft, and a competent plan free agency to turn things around relatively quickly. Teams like you guys, teams like the Browns, even you can use my team as well or whatnot. Yeah, we've got some shiny pieces, but the foundation's still rotten. We need to rip up everything. I saw this one analogy which was excellent. Some one content creator came up with it and was like, he was like, it's like you walk into a house and the marble sink and the tiles, everything's just beautiful. You're just like, wow, this kitchen this belongs on a HGTV. This is amazing. But then you get a whiff of some mold, and then you open up, you pull up one of those tiles, and it's just rot. Right. So, sorry, the marble sink and marble tiles and cabinets and whatnot, everything's got to go because it's not sustainable or whatnot. I feel like this year you guys installed, for the first time in a very long time, some really good foundation. You had some foundational pieces there. You had Breece Hall there. You had Garrett Wilson there. You had pieces there at least to start with. You know what I mean? But I feel like Glenn's got this is Glenn time. We talked about this. Glenn, they're handing the keys to him. Get your guys. We're giving you 50 draft picks, a bunch of first rounders. Get your guys in place, build your culture, do your thing. Because in 2 to 3 years, if we don't see progress, if the playoff streak isn't broken, not this year, and if you guys miss the playoffs next year, not this upcoming year, next year, he's got to go. He 100%, like a one-way ticket on Greyhound, downtown Newark Penn Station. He's got to go. Because what were you doing when we gave you all of this ammunition to build and get this thing turned around? Like honestly, those are questions that need to be answered, and it'll be off with his head. You know, that's what I think.
And we'll talk more about it when we get to the schedule segment. But yes. I believe the Jets have the easiest schedule in the AFC East, and are still, I want to say, either the 9th or 10th, maybe 11th at worst, but they're still in the bottom third for strength of schedule.
Yeah.
The AFC East just is brutal this year because of who we're playing. And so that kind of eliminates the idea of sneaking in as that, as that third wild card from the division. The whole division could be won at 11 or 12 wins this year, and not even because I don't think I'm down on Buffalo or New England. I just think it's going to be a really rough, out of division schedule for all of them.
Agreed.
So that also hinders their ability, to even make the playoffs this year because they're not winning the division. They're not better than Buffalo or New England.
Yeah.
And now they have a disadvantage against some of the other wild card contenders who have softer schedules.
Agreed.
But what I love what you said is because, and we obviously we talked about it with all the nonsense I would do if we ended up with Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
This draft
Savage
was really more about avoiding those absolute pitfalls, those absolute mold, as you called them. And
yes.
I think Simpson was, and again, I don't like the Simpson pick, period. I know a lot of people don't, but specifically for the Jets, Simpson would have been an absolute disaster. Another example would be Lemon, right?
Yeah.
We know, we talked about you must be this tall to ride Frank Reich's offense, right?
Yeah.
Lemon did not fit in this offense. Concepcion, a little too gadgety, would not fit with, Frank Reich just sort of chugging along offense kind of thing. Even a guy like Downs. I love Downs. You love Downs. We both had him in our top
He's
5
a cowboy,
guys.
baby.
And I'll segue over to you in a minute.
Thank you.
But, with the weird love that Glenn seems to have on so many of these, obviously, guys like Mason Taylor lost their jobs. So, but he clearly loves Malachi Moore. He clearly loves, he keeps bringing back Andre Sisco, even though the dude stinks. I don't know what's up. But
Texas,
Downs didn't, fit. And he managed to get Pons in there as sort of just a freak fifth defensive back, but again, he is perfect in Glenn's mold. Glenn, if anyone, would know what to do with that. So there were certain guys that either just wouldn't have fit what we had, which is again why I thought Reese was such an obvious pick because he does fit what we have.
Yeah.
But they did a good job. I look at the 8 guys they got, and other than Sadiq and Pons, kind of because now Stiggers might not make this roster. And we now spent a 2nd-round pick on a backup tight end last year. Those are costly moves. Again, if you just look at it in terms of draft etiquette.
Yeah.
But I look at all 8 of these guys and say there is nobody who in any way individually makes me question their role on the team or their role relative to kind of what we're going for, bigger picture. Certain teams this year, like the Cardinals were one of them. You look at how many just gutty offensive guys they brought in, and as vanilla as it was and as questionable as that Jeremiah Love reach was, it's very clear that's LaFleur's team. We're building something in LaFleur's image, right?
Yeah.
And so you can dislike the draft, but still respect what they were going for.
Yeah.
And so you have to respect what the Jets did here in that they avoided any dicey moves. And the 8 guys they got, like I said, financially makes sense. Winners, character guys, and all in Aaron Glenn's likeness. I think it's a great draft in that sense.
Like the video, subscribe to the channel. U-Goboy Podcast, Stellar 19, Chop City, Dave Sturchio on the boards. Love you, buddy. So yeah, let's segue to America's team.
Absolutely.
Dallas Cowboys. You guys have the number 5 spot.
Aaron Rodgers, welcome back.
Oh, Lord.
Come on back, AR.
Listen, he in between peyote and ayahuasca, He wasn't doing anything. He's like, you know what? I'll play football again. I'm going to be high most of the time, but I'll play again.
I do agree. It's just straight boredom at this point. He looked at Opie there from Ohio State and whoever the other quarterback was, and was like,
Aller.
There you go. I was like, I can do this, and he said, why not? But,
yeah, Drew Aller's he's like 5 years away. But,
I'm still adding him to my dynasty football team.
You should.
I have Will Howard. I'm just going to add the entire non-starting part of Pittsburgh.
Listen, he's either
here for it.
Listen, Aller's either going to be the second coming of Josh Allen or a worse version of Brock Osweiler / Paxton Lynch. There's no in between. No in between.
You could have gone with the second coming of Josh Allen or the second coming of Kyle Allen. There. You missed your window.
Listen, they're brothers. But yes,
Cowboys. Go ahead.
Let's keep it going to America's team. How about them Cowboys? I'm gonna look right into the camera. Caleb Downs is a Dallas Cowboy. And if you guys can't hear that yelling and that fist pump in the background, that is Chop City on the boards. He's as happy as I am. I texted you when it happened, bro. Shout out to Rob Mega, my other Cowboy brother at arms there out in Clark, New Jersey. Man. Listen, I didn't care what they did afterward.
Yeah, I was about to say the exact same thing.
They could have got 6 punters afterward. I didn't freaking care. They could have had all reaches. They could have had freaking Mel Kiper like waving his fist at a parked car like Abe Simpson. They could have completely punted the rest of the draft. They got Caleb Downs, and again, to just buoy off of Aaron Glenn getting his guys. Aaron Glenn, his specialty is defense. Specialty should be secondary. Passing game coordinator over in Detroit. Christian Parker, our new defensive coordinator, his specialty is secondary. He turned Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell into Pro Bowlers, into All-Pros, into Super Bowl champions, with the Eagles. And again, his track record, even when he was with Denver, secondary. You look at everything we did in the offseason with Jalen Thompson, with PJ Locke, secondary. We got rid of Donovan Wilson. He's gone. I think he's still a free agent or whatnot. Jaron Kearse, like I said, he's been out of football a couple years and whatnot. Our secondary is completely revamped. The only person I think that's coming back from the safety position is Malik Hooker, and that's just because of the salary. But it's not a guarantee he's going to even make the roster because all we did was secondary. And I love that they had 2021 energy. We talked about this. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Punk, hopefully we'll get to know that one of these days. It's the tribal chief right now.
Why would you play games with me?
We wanted them to have a 2021 energy. You fire the DC, you pour all your resources and free agency in the draft into revamping the secondary, but to have a plan. Not with a retread of a Rob Ryan or a Jim Schwartz. No knock on Schwartz. He's had some good defenses and whatnot. But I want the iPhone 25. Right. I don't want the iPhone 1 anymore. You still get service, but I want what's going on right now. You know what I mean? And what he's gonna do is it's like Vic Fangio meets Brian Flores. These are the type of comps that you're getting with Parker. And sign me up for both, because I want a guy that is going to be a guaranteed head coach in this league if he hits and turns us around from 32nd into just 12th or 14th. If we get to the 14th ranked defense, we're playing. Not only playing on Super Wildcard Weekend, we're contending for a top 3 seed. Right. With if the offense, Dak stays healthy, offense is in play. Pickens signed his tag. You know what I mean? He's coming back. So I love that we had a plan. I love the Downs pick. Malachi Lawrence. I knew we were going to get a pass rusher. I wasn't sure if it was going to be day one, but they said, listen, he just went crazy at the combine. He went crazy at the freaking Senior Bowl and the East-West Shrine game. These guys just went nuts. And his tape on top of that was really good from UCF. So they're just like, you know what? Take a flyer on him. And you got 2 1s. The second one, the first one should be a slam dunk. The second one, if you're out of first-round draft picks, your fringe second-rounders, that's when you take your swing, right? We talked about that how many times on here. So... And getting Barham from Michigan, a guy that played inside linebacker. He's played edge rusher too. Interchangeable pieces. Again, guys that when you get to the line of scrimmage, you don't really know what they're doing. Like when a quarterback gets to the line of scrimmage, they knew, okay, Donovan Wilson, he shouldn't be in coverage, but if he is in coverage, I'm throwing that way. You get to a quarterback gets to the line and Caleb Downs is there, man, he could be playing linebacker, he could be playing corner, he could be playing edge rusher, he could be playing free, strong. They don't know what he's going to do on any given play. Now that becomes the identity. Like our teams were missing, respectively, identities within the respective sides of the football, offensively and particularly defensively. You know, like you guys wanted, okay, Aaron Glenn, you're calling cards defense. What's going to be the identity? It's him now. With these picks, with Bailey and everything, it's absolutely him. With Parker now, Caleb Downs is the identity. And you had Quinnen Williams, former Jet, thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, like you've got foundational pieces now, and I love that we had a plan and we executed the plan. And again, everyone got better in our respective division in the NFC East, but I feel like who was ready to make the biggest jump and isn't as far away as the national media makes it? It has to be Dallas. You can't have the number one ranked offense in the league and the historically fourth worst DVOA defense, and somehow we won 7 games, Mongo.
Right.
Somehow we won 7 games. So you mean tell me we just need to get to 15, 16, and we're looking at 10 plus wins? Sign me up. Like everything we did was so intentional, man. So intentional. I love, and again, Caleb Downs, the Dallas Cowboy. I can't sum that up enough. We have an identity defensively, and I love what we did draft-wise. I love that we traded for Winters as well. We got more depth at linebacker. I don't think they're done. I think that we're still going to get some of the more bargain basement pieces that we talk about.
We do so well in Dallas.
Listen, we have PhDs in that. That's what the D stands for. So it's just like, so I think that this defense, I'm not saying like we're Super Bowl ready, but I feel like this is the year before the year, and that excites me. Right. That excites me so much. This feels like 06. And what do we do in 07? We won 13 games and should have been in the Super Bowl, but, you know, Cabo and, you know.
It'll happen to the best of us.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you think about what Dallas did?
Doing the show with you for years, you know, I have become sort of Dallas adjacent. And I always find my favorite moments with you are the ones where I could flip it to the Dallas hater side,
right, and
still be on your side, because you really can't
Yahtzee.
Flip this. Because I'm going to take, you said intentional.
Yeah.
So let's use a glass half empty word here, and I'm going to use arrogant, right? Which normally we think of as a negative word, but I think even from that perspective, I think you could certainly say this was an arrogant draft in that the plan was set in stone. They knew what they wanted to do. And now you could argue, okay, once Caleb Downs started to drop, he became more and more obvious, like, come on, who wouldn't have made that pick? But here's that we talked about that this ridiculous notion that was out there in the media, this narrative that it was an elite draft of safeties, right? That safeties were in high demand. I mean, you saw Emmanuel Warren McNeil just plummet, right?
Second round, I believe.
And so, and so it would have been real easy for the Downs fall to start. Yeah. But God bless Jerry Jones, man, right? And the thing we're gonna miss most about him when he finally gives up the reins on this thing, he doesn't care. He knew what he wanted. He had that plan, right? And it is arrogance. It's a reason that so many people hate him. But he was the one guy who was not going to be swayed by any sort of narrative. He never is. And sometimes it costs you great players like Parsons. Yeah. But in this case, it was exactly what you needed. You needed a guy who, like you said, recognized what we're trying to do, recognized where we're trying to go, and said, this is who we need, no matter what the other 31 teams think is going on with movement in the market.
Agree. Like the video. Positional value just got completely ran into the ground, through the ground all the way to China the entire weeks leading up to the draft. They're like, Downs is an elite player and he's one of the big 6 that we talk about. But he's a safety. You can't take a safety that high. Kyle Hamilton's an all-pro, right? Last time I checked.
I believe so.
Yeah. Earl Thomas, off the field stuff aside, he was an all-pro player, wasn't he? Just saying. Like, you can have great safeties in this league, and in the right system, they can thrive. And they're supposed to thrive.
And I mean, they even take. I mean, when you think about that Steeler team that won a couple in the late,
Palomalu.
Right, it's Palomalu's team, right? You think about Ed Reed's team, right?
Reed,
it was Lewis and Reed, but it was definitely Reed, at least contributing, right? There are a lot of cases where the safety literally makes the team, right? This could be Downs' defense that takes them to or near a Super Bowl over the next 5 to 8 years, whatever it is. So I think it was done. But I'll tell you, part of that is, I always think of, what was that, 2013, where like Lane Johnson was the third tackle off the board, fourth, Luke Jokel and whoever the heck the other guy was, I forget.
Luke Jokel.
But when you have these non-quarterback, right, because you're talking about positional value, everyone comes in knowing what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be quarterback, rest, right? You make the argument, pass rusher,
left
offensive tackle, a couple others.
Yeah.
But it's clearly quarterback, everyone else fighting for second, most of the rest fighting for a distant fifth, right?
Yeah.
And so as soon as this wasn't a quarterback draft, you knew there was going to be mass chaos for how we were valuing things, because the pedestal on which, everything else is based was not there. And so again, when that happens, who do you want at the helm of everything? Just an absolute stubborn son of a gun, right?
Yeah.
And the Cowboys have, you saw, the Giants very set in their ways here, because you could see that Harbaugh effect, which, speaking of which, did you see how many pass catchers the Ravens had to draft to fix what Harbaugh has done? How unreal was, I'm sorry, I know I'm going to go.
No, you're going rogue, and I love it.
But how unbelievable, he has a disrespect, which is why when people are saying like Malachi Fields, Rookie of the Year candidate, like, have we seen what a pass catcher does on our Harbaugh team? They had to go out and draft 4 dudes to try and fix what he did there.
And we're talking first rounders too, like Zay Flowers, like Bateman. These are first rounders
and they were like, replace it all. Start from the ground up. They haven't even been tested in 5 years.
Lord.
But anyway, the point is you want that guy who is going to say, I don't need societal dictations here. I know what I want. I know what we're doing here. I know what I want this team to look like. And that's where you can give Jerry Jones his flowers here. And obviously it's not just Jerry, it's his whole branch. It's not everything he's built in together there. But, this is a case where a team that is clearly sure of its brand, of course, they're going to come out more often than not in a more chaotic draft.
Agreed. Like the video. They were even showing some of the NFL warm room stuff on ESPN or whatnot, like documentary style. And when it got to Dallas, and they were just like, Jerry was the first one to speak up. He was like, "Yeah, we're moving up. Like, I know it's one spot, but we're not risking it." And props to him for doing that, because it's the draft. You never know.
Right.
You don't know who Miami was talking to, and you don't know who was brewing in the backgrounds. We saw what happened with Pittsburgh and with Mekhi Lemon. They thought they're on the phone with him thinking they got him. And Phillies was just like, no. Ironically enough, they traded with us, to make it happen. And Mekhi Lemon, just like that, is not a Steeler. He is an Eagle now, because the draft, it's kill or be killed. It is freaking Landman, the Sopranos, The Wire, Boardwalk Empire. Like, insert your HBO drama there. It's wild. The Wild Wild West for real. And for us to move up the one spot, give up 2 5s, but then flip those 5s into 2 4s. Come on, that's good stuff right there, man.
Yahtzee.
And so I applaud them for targeting downs. Tate going to the Titans early changed the whole first round.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. That was the spot. That was the spot, because they go defense there. More than likely, Downs is a giant. If not there at 5, definitely there at 10 or whatnot. So, man, oh man. So, like, a lot of dominoes needed to fall, but I love what we did, and we'll get to our projections when we get to the schedule release side of the show. But I love what we did, and I believe that we've done enough to at least get back into the playoff, to be playing on Wild Card Super Weekend. I believe so. I mean, come on, we can't be 32nd. They can't be 32nd.
Right now, Downs alone. But I'll tell you the other one real quick. That besides Tate, specifically for that pick, you guys better be sending flowers on Valentine's Day this year to Arizona. Arizona not going offensive tackle there is critical.
Agreed.
Because literally the Giants don't have that pick available to them.
Yes. No, agreed.
So that one was super important for sure as well.
Yeah, no, that top 5, just to recap that, just with Tate going, obviously, to the Titans, with Jeremiah Love going to the Cardinals. Yeah, we talked about the big six going in or whatnot. Downs is gone. Downs is gone. The big 6 is, if it had gone chalk the way it really should have been based on the grades, the big 6 they're all munched up by the time you get to pick 10, honestly. Like, the Giants are probably the last, you could, and become positional value, all that nonsense. Like, there's no way he gets past 10. But then with Maioa being there, and I had a really good feeling that especially when the Giants traded Dexter Lawrence, I was like, I don't think they're going to go defense twice. They could. It would have given them a generational defense for sure. You get Reese and Downs on the same defense. Wow, that's 85 Bears stuff. That's 2000 Ravens stuff or whatnot. But no, once they traded and got that extra top 10 pick, I'm just like, I think they're going to go offense and defense just for one of each. I really and that's exactly what they did.
And then the other thing is if Reese, because Reese definitely does more off the line than a Bailey or even a Styles does, but definitely more than a Bailey does. And if the Jets go Reese and Giants go Bailey, they're now at least thinking we still have nothing off the line to help us on defense. They're maybe considering it, but I mean, with what Reese can do, against tight ends, what he can do on passing downs, that definitely helped them as well. Agreed.
Real
quick, last thing on Dallas too. You mentioned about them trading up. I mean, it was literally. I think that was most trades ever. Was that? I believe I saw that.
Yeah. Not to mention, sorry to cut you off. I think there were 7 teams that had multiple picks in the first round.
Yeah.
I think that might have been a record too. Which is
crazy,
nuts, including both of our teams.
But you got to look at who was able. Right. So I talked about the Jets using the 33 to trade up, which I will say I apologize, New York Jets, if you're ever listening to this, Muji. The last 3 times the 33 was traded up, used to get into the first round. The guys who were taken were Xavier Legette, Devin Lloyd, and Jabril Peppers. So results may vary on that, but you got to make something of those trades, right? Trading. Yeah. I mean, I really do feel like the Bills were just watching the movie Draft Day and wanted to call somebody a pancake eating, because
Kevin Costner, where are you?
Genuinely, they just kept trading down. And they ended up with 13 guys I've never heard of. What good does it do if you're just going to collect more bench players?
San Francisco did that too.
Yeah,
San Francisco
very similar. Very similar.
Let's look at NFL.com, and then we'll get to the schedule release for sure. We got plenty of time, but let's start at the bottom. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. We prefaced it. We prefaced it with what the heck the freaking Rams were doing. The Rams are in a Super Bowl now mode, especially with the Super Bowl it's going to be at SoFi next year. Everything they should be doing under the sun is they went all in a couple years ago with Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey and this, that, and third. They should have that type of energy right now, with the Super Bowl being right there with Stafford, back injury aside. That should be their energy. Instead, your first round pick is Ty Simpson. I didn't understand it then. I don't understand it now. That was if you're telling me that Stafford, this is the swan song for him, and the back is a lot worse than we had assumed. Mm-hmm. I still wouldn't agree, but I would at least understand it somewhat. I'm like, okay, all right, this is his Jeter. Farewell to him. I got it. But him and McVay, they're cooking. They're talking another 3-4 years, health aside, of the Stafford era. So why would you get his heir apparent now? Very Atlanta Falcons-esque with the guy you just give $100 million to, and you get his replacement the same year. Kind of ass backwards. So that didn't make sense. And again, they didn't have, I believe, a fourth round pick or whatnot. So,
yeah, they're missing a 4th and a 5th here.
A 4th and a 5th. So I did not understand Ty Simpson going there that early with them being in win now mode. So of course they got crucified with their picks. And again, like we just mentioned before, San Francisco trade down to get who? They got low grades galore. It was looking like Animal House with their draft grading with every major site that I looked at. And, of course, here at NFL.com, they didn't show them any love either. So, man, oh, man. What do you think of the bottom of this list real quick of these selections and these grades? Let's go 30, 31, and 32. How do you feel like those teams belong there, Mongo? Are you with that?
Yeah, I actually am. And I honestly may have Buffalo below. So on here, Buffalo is, I believe, at 28. Is that where they are?
Yeah, I believe so.
Buffalo's at 28. And, man, imagine coming out with the only day 1 or day 2 Ohio State defensive player who wasn't crashing the top, who wasn't moving up 25. Like they got the most vanilla Ohio State defensive player. I told you from the beginning, there's no way. So 3 of the top 25 defensive players in this draft came out of Clemson.
Yes.
There is no way
Your favorite
that can be. How was Clemson so bad, but they have 12% of the upper echelon of defense in this draft? That's not. Somebody is lying to the NFL. Somebody is wrong here, and the Bills took a 1-3 shot on it being them because one of these Clemson guys has to be a bust. It is not possible.
We talked about it.
Somebody has to be wrong.
What
here.
did we say about Clemson? They were playing in the Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium against Penn State. I was at that game, freezing my nuts off with my people. It was not fun to watch. Penn State won, but yeah, Clemson. Wow, I'm with you on that, 100%, bro.
I don't get it, and then. I don't know. The other San Francisco, I'm with you completely. Jacksonville, I feel, just didn't really have much to. They were playing from behind to begin with, which is why I think I give them a little bit more of a pass than Buffalo.
Right.
Buffalo got cute and then dug itself into a corner. Also, maybe Bell will be the different, but man, if you told me my team drafted a wide receiver out of UConn, I would never be excited about that. I'm sorry, I don't care who it is.
Well, San Fran won up to you there again. Dazon Stribling from
the ghost of Laquan Treadwell right there. Exactly. I saw him. I said, "Oh my God, they went for it. They were right back to Ole Miss."
I mean, just because AJ Brown went to Ole Miss doesn't mean everybody you draft from Ole Miss is going to be AJ Brown. So Romello Height is the only pick out of that lot that I'm just like, okay, they got something there. They just had they had it on auto draft, and it was not well set on top of that.
No.
San Fran, so it's like, so yeah. And Seahawks, again, they did what we said they were going to do. They took a running back.
They took a running back, and then they went into the secondary 4 of 7 times. It's why
exactly.
I told you, as Arizona got some guff for this draft. Seattle, obviously, in the bottom 5 here on NFL.com. I love these teams that come out and are like, we know what we're about, son. Right? Seattle's just going to keep drafting Legion of Boom eligible candidates until they accidentally find the Legion of Boom again. I'm all about it. Keep doing it, Seattle.
John Schneider has a type. We talked about this in length ad nauseum on this show in this country. But it's just like, so yeah, I completely, I'm with you though. Buffalo should have been lower. Buffalo should have been 30 or 31. They're fighting with San Fran.
This is an atrocious. I mean, this is one of the worst drafts I've been. Buffalo's draft is a dumpster fire.
Like if they want, again, you're talking about Buffalo, you're talking about the Rams, 2 teams that should be. They should be in the conversation to be playing at SoFi at the end of the year. You can't mess this part up. You can't mess up the draft. You can't. But they did. I believe they did.
They took a punter with 18 picks to go. What, were you afraid that someone's going to sneak in and take that punter from you?
Wow.
What are we doing here?
Wow. Yeah. We'll have this. We'll have some of these graphics on the screen so you guys can see too. But yeah. But shifting gears to the top though.
All right.
For the second straight year, the Browns got busy. The Browns got busy.
This should be in draft textbook.
Yes.
I mean, this is brilliant.
This is how you're supposed to do it. And yeah, the Browns more than likely you're going to miss the playoffs again. But again, what do we talk about? Building the foundation. And I feel like they did that last year with Mason Graham and Judkins and a bunch of the picks from last year. I feel like now they're starting to put furniture in. Now they're starting to talk about tiles now and cabinets and this, that, and a third. Like the foundation's in place. Now you can start building. How many bedrooms, how many bathrooms do we want to have in this mug? So I feel like Cleveland, again, they have got to figure out, and from everything I'm hearing, Watson is legal matters aside, sexual assault aside, Lord, like he's got himself together and he's in the best shape of his life. I love when people say that. I'm like, these are professional athletes. Aren't they supposed to be in the best shape of their lives?
You get enough massages, you'll be in the best shape of your life. I don't know what to tell you.
Savage. But yeah, once they get quarterback situated, Cleveland should be playing on Super Wildcard Weekend. I feel like they with that defense, I feel like they've done enough to absolutely be in the conversation, unless the quarterback position is a complete disaster yet again. So them being the creme de la creme, getting the number 1 ranking, they've earned that. Number 2 spot, it belongs to the Giants. Again, Harbaugh came in with a plan. Two top 10 picks. You should be getting a blue chipper twice. You should. You should. If you know what you're doing, you're supposed to. Now, with that being said, the Giant organization has had two high or 2 first-round draft picks before, and it didn't really turn out too hot. DeAndre Baker, where are you? You know what I mean? But for them to get Reese, for them to get Mayowa rather, Colton. I love the Colton Hood pick from Tennessee because again, McCoy. His knee failed him on so many levels, which is why he ends up in Vegas on day 3. But Hood was the running mate, and some people were just saying, some circles were less like Hood's actually might be a little bit better or just as good. And they get him in the second round to play opposite of Adebo or whoever they want on the other side. I think that the Giants got better. They did. The Giants absolutely got better from this draft. I would say so.
They 100% got better, but just with that in mind, why I think Cleveland is so many late years ahead, and it's part of why I actually have Baltimore ahead of the Giants. And everyone, early returns, the Raiders were number 1 originally, and now they have them, I think, here 4. But even still, the Raiders and the Giants, to me, especially the Raiders getting McCoy, like Reese, people had as high as 2. Malagoa, they had as high as 3. Colton Hood, they had in the first round. Good job by the Giants to just take a deep breath and see who was falling and get good value. But, again, identity has to factor in here. And, I mean, things like Harbaugh not going and getting a wide receiver is the most Harbaugh thing. When people were attaching Carnell Tate to them once upon a time.
Nonsense. I said no from the start. I don't see it.
So you can definitely see the Harbaugh image. But, again, I am more inclined to, on a list like this, promote a team that managed to check its internal boxes more than a team that just looked around and said, oh, we're going to get a totally good review from Walter Football for this. The Giants did it. Good job. But, was this the plan or did they just kind of go with the flow? I mean, in many ways you have to, but, I respect more that the Browns and Ravens, clearly came in not really caring if some of these, again, what did the Ravens took in their first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in their first 7 picks, they doubled up on tight end. That's the most Raven thing on earth.
Very Raven. It was either be tight end, offensive line, or defensive line.
Right.
Some type of trench warfare. You could book it.
They went guard, edge, receiver, tight end, corner, tight end. And then running back, punter, DL, guard. Tell me you're the Ravens without telling me you're the Ravens. What are we doing?
Tell lies too already. Yeah.
Granted. Getting any wide receiver out of USC automatically gives you a B+ or better. Shout out to Kobe Lane there. Yeah. And they got the kid from Penn State who's a beast. So they did their job in that sense, but. Again, I like the drafts where it's clear, which is why I have Dallas so high as well, right?
Yeah. Again, like the video. The teams that had a plan, stuck to the plan, stuck to the boards. Again, I'm big on intentionality. I'm big on that's the word. What are we trying to do here? Because if you're just picking just to be picking, it's on auto draft, and you're going to go get a beer or whatnot. If you're historically your front office is bad at this, that's not the route to go. It's just not because trust me, same bad time, same bad channel. You'll be picking in the top 5 next year in Minnesota. I believe that's where it's going to be, tentatively. But no, and like you said, Vegas. I love what Vegas did too. You gave them some love. I'm going to give them some love too because I like them getting trading Dukes. He was borderline a first round pick, on a lot of people's boards in the secondary. And again, you don't know what you're going to get from McCoy, but to take a flyer on day 3, why the hell not? If he doesn't make it out of the first of his rookie contract, but you can get maybe 2 solid years out of him, take it. You need it, and you got your franchise guy. You targeted and got your guy. Now, I have not budged off it. I see Kirk Cousins, kind of looks like him, kind of plays like him, kind of sounds like him when he talks. But I see Kirk Cousins in Mendoza. But if he can give you a semblance of what he did in his national championship season in Indiana, who's really happy. Their running back, Alshon Genty, he's loving that. Let's switch over to the schedule now. We've done enough draft talk. Again, the draft. Round of applause for the draft. Great job in Pittsburgh this year. Again, the team, both our teams got better.
Oh, for sure.
Both our teams, if not this year. I'm gonna Dom DeMarco and get myself 2027. So not this upcoming season, the following season. I believe both our teams are gonna be playing on Super Wildcard Weekend.
All right, I'll take that.
I'm gonna book that right now.
I would love that.
Yeah. So clip this. If I look like an idiot 2 years from now, so be it. But I think I think you guys nail quarterback, or if Cade Klubnik is who we think he is. The Jets' curse should be broken for their playoff drought. But let's shift gears to the schedule release, man. We still got some time to talk about it. Wow. I mean, listen, the NFL wanted... I had to ask you about this, man. How do you feel about this Thanksgiving Day Eve game that they got going? First of all, the triple header, like, I love it. I love it. Football all day. I know my team's 100% playing, but a Thanksgiving Day Eve game, so much for player safety. I don't. Shout out to Dave Sturchio. He let out a tweet about that, and I liked it immediately because, yeah, the league just want to own the entire world. That's what it feels like.
I don't know about. I got to be honest. From just a social. I mean, it's one of the biggest bar nights. I think it is the biggest bar night in America.
Yes.
I mean, so Godspeed even figuring out how you're going to score that ratings wise.
Yes.
I guess in theory, what else you doing on that night? I mean, it's it's not necessarily like Christmas Eve where you have any sort of observations or religious occurrences going on. Not that it stops them from doing it on Christmas. But yeah, I mean, it makes no. When does the NFL stop being the NFL is really the question here at this point, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, Thursday Night Football has just become the norm.
Yeah.
Is this the start of Wednesdays in December? Like, right?
Yeah.
Right? That became the thing with Saturdays, right? All of a sudden, we now have those 3-4 Saturdays at the end of the year. Mm-hmm. Is it going to be Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday throughout December, in NFL pandemonium holiday rush or whatever they want to call it? So we'll see where it goes. But I mean, it kind of makes sense on a weekend that really the college football has basically forgotten how to end their season. I mean,
they're just freestyle.
College football is actually getting worse at ending their season as the playoff gets wider. And so if I'm the NFL, why not?
Yeah.
I don't blame them.
Liked the video. I'm totally with you. Let's look at some of these key games. We could start with the opener. September 9th, a Wednesday. You were just talking about Wednesday night football to start the season. Super Bowl rematch. You've got the Vrabel and the Rossinis versus the Seattle Seahawks.
Savage.
In a Super Bowl rematch. I think it'll go exactly the way the Super Bowl went, to be honest with you, because that Patriot offensive line got so exposed in the Super Bowl, and they haven't done anything to me, at least, to like really address that. And it's just, listen, some games are just bad matchups. I think that's a bad matchup for the Patriots because like the softer the schedule, the better. The Pats are going to beat up on the AFC East if they stay healthy yet again or whatnot. The NFC West is not a good matchup for your division. It's just not. No. So for them to start on the road in Seattle, 12th man, flags are flying, Super Bowl Lombardi trophy like getting paraded around, I think they're going to get really beat up on that opening night, and it's not going to, like, listen, the opener it's very not fun to watch to begin with, but yeah, I'm just saying.
Sorry, I forgot that we can. I'm going to knock on wood the whole time I'm doing this. You can put the knocking sound in post. Okay. So that way I don't ruin the volume here. So first of all, and I'll go back to the wood thing in a second, but I just, me, I don't totally play the Title IX card and, equality in sports, but I do think it's worth just noting.
Yeah.
Regardless of how that game plays out, especially if it is a slaughter with Seattle losing, we see this all the time. Like, LeBron will win a championship, and then the next year on opening night, they'll get their rings, and he'll lose by like 50. And all everyone will talk about is like, oh, it was still a great night. Like they just talk about like the rings. They talk about the story. I don't know if you saw in the WNBA, the Aces got crushed by Phoenix in their ring ceremony.
Oh, wow.
And that was the headline. Like, Aces get rings, promptly get crushed by Mercury. Like, they do not hold back on making the WNBA look weak every chance they get. So I would like to point that out in advance, just so if the Patriots, it's not going to be like Seattle is in trouble, or it's going to be like, well, 0-1. Like, we'll get them next week. Like, they're going to totally downplay it because that's how gender equality works in sports.
Yes.
But with that being said, what I do need to knock on wood here for, I did not realize the Patriots did make a major upgrade on the offensive line, and we can actually watch him probably get injured in that game. They have Elijah.
Oh my God! You need to stop. You need to stop. Like,
It's not week 8.
I'm breaking the fourth wall.
It's not week 8 yet, so he only misses week 8.
I'm breaking the fourth wall. Cole Cabana, how you doing? Like, man, come on. Come on.
If they think that's the answer, if they are trying to get back to the playoffs and they were like, let's check notes, who's likely to be healthy in January? Like, what are we doing?
That's
Come on.
hilarious. But let's look at some of these other key matchups. I mean, Detroit is going to be at Buffalo. That should be fun. The Fighting Dan Campbell's
Sure,
against
why
your
not?
favorite team.
Like, who cares? Like, it's a good game. Don't worry. It's fun, but
Yeah.
so what? Like, we're not going to look back at Detroit and be like, man, if they'd only kicked that field goal against Buffalo, they would have won the Super Bowl. Like, that's not how this works.
Do you feel like the expanded extra game, do you feel like it kind of takes a little bit of the steam out? Or the fact that, that these divisional games to end the year are they're supposed to be a big deal. You're supposed to have the division on the line or a wild card berth at stake with a big tiebreaker. Do you feel like the way that the NFL has gone out of their way to reposition or reconfigure things with the extra game, with potentially another extra game coming in another year or two, do you feel like it's like taking the steam out of the big matchups?
No, and I will tell you right now, if you disagree with me, it's because we disagree fundamentally on what I'm about to say.
Okay.
I never notice when I'm watching that Phantom 17th game.
Okay.
Like,
I don't either.
If I was
agree with
somebody
you on
who
that.
was like watching Jets Commanders and going like, oh man, this game shouldn't even be here. I can't believe we lost that. Then yeah, it would bug me because if it's affecting my season and I'm conscious of it, like with anything else, right? If we're conscious of what's messing us up, it affects us. Now, if they went the other way with it and just like how, like the Nationals play the Orioles, if they said that 18th game from now on, regardless of the rotation of the schedule, the Jets will play the Giants every single year, well then yeah, then it would get right. Then it would get in my way. Then it would ruin things. But the fact that it's schedule, it's record based, it's random. It's not like and that would be the other thing. Like if week 5 was like, change partner week here at the NFL Square Dance. Like, yeah, that would throw it off too. It's randomly in there. So no, and it never bothers me. I never even know when I'm watching. I don't even know who it is for the Jets this year. I wasn't even paying attention.
Well, I mean, like the video. I see this list by the NFL, and I'm just looking if when the game is. To me, that still matters. Not to take the wind out of the sails. These are December games. I feel like it's a little bit more suspense because, a September game, like if Dallas, I think we're playing Baltimore week 3 in Rio, they're just like, oh my God. I'm just like.
Everything about that sounds like it's a joke.
Like all of that,
that
literally.
entire sentence sounds made up.
Bro, it looks like, and trust me, it'll be streaming on Disney Plus to begin with. And it's just like, bro, I'm like, if Baltimore beats us for like the 100th straight time or whatnot, I'm just like, all right. Cool. Now, granted, if we're 0-2 going into that game and we get blitzed by them in freaking Brazil and we're 0-3, that's a different color horse right there. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm paying attention to go off of my own question that I asked myself earlier to you, which is like those divisional games at the end of the year to decide playoff berths, let alone seating, those matter.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Everything after Thanksgiving matters. So, you know what I mean? Like, look at those, like, we say it, tell me when I'm telling lies. We say it every single year on the show when we're getting ready to preview the season. Your team declares who they are when that turkey's eaten. From that day on, from late November on, you are a playoff team or you're in Cancun gearing up for the draft. That's just what it is. So these games that are in November on this list or whatnot, we're talking about, for sure, Chicago at Seattle. Like, you know what I mean? That's going to be on November 2nd.
I can get behind that.
That's going to be some seating's going to be on the line.
I can get behind that.
Not so much. I mean, this one got ranked 3rd, but San Francisco at Vegas. I mean, at Rams or whatnot.
That would have been great.
That'd have been
Niners Vegas with everything on the line
for the top 5 pick. So I mean, no. Listen. So the second time they meet is going to be, to me, is going to be more important. But it should be a knockdown. I think this is the Australia game. The Australia game in September with Niners Rams. Yeah, it's a big deal because it's Australia, I guess. But that's not going to hold as much weight as when they play again. You know what I mean? And likewise, like Rams Seahawks on Christmas is a big deal.
That's huge.
That might be for the division.
That's for the division.
That's for the
That will
division
be for
right
the
there.
division.
See what I'm talking about? So that's the common trend here. So the schedule's released. Whoopity-doo, it's a holiday. Like, I get what the NFL's trying to do, make this 365 or whatnot, but just don't pay attention to the opponent. Pay attention to the date. Pay attention if it's going to be in November or December, because meaningful football starts in November, and December football, and I guess early January football because of the extra game or whatnot. That decides if your team is going to be playing in the tournament or not. That's where I'm at with it.
I agree completely. I got to make one quick correction, one quick omission, because we're wrapping up here. First of all, I take back everything I said. The Jet crossover game is December 20th, and it's the Cardinals game. That could be playoff implications. That could be draft pick implications.
I was going to say draft pick.
That could be draft. That could be critical. That could be one of the most important losses of the season for us. And I take it back. That could not be. We get the Cardinals, we get the Titans, we get the Dolphins twice this year. That could absolutely determine where we're drafting. This is big this year. The other thing I will say. Speaking of them trying to make a holiday out of this and about the schedule and whatnot, I know the Chargers are like the gold standard for their releases. If you did not see the Bears, did you see the Bears release video?
No. Last one I saw was the Simpsons themed one, I think by the Lions or Texans or one of those teams.
It's Rondonze doing his Bob Ross impression, and he's painting the schedule, and it is perfection. It is really, really great. Watch that if you didn't watch it. The Bears schedule release.
Shout out to some teams really nailed the schedule release.
Excellent stuff.
Sure.
We're really all in on it now. It's a lot of fun. Even the Jets' little Rube Goldberg thing was cute there. I enjoyed it.
I like the Cowboys' Secret Tyler Society one. I like that one. I was in on it. And then, like I said, the Simpsons theme one.
Simpsons theme one was good.
That to me, that's my personal favorite because I love the Simpsons. But real quick before we get up out of here, speaking of schedule release. Let's just go a quick edition of Rapid Fire. This episode of Rapid Fire is brought to you by Stellar 19 Studios, of course, the one of the home bases, and of course Bravery Studios will be in the new studio next time we get together. I'm going to be at the Bravery farewell party. You of course are invited, Margo.
Thank you.
This Saturday, so that'll be fun. Marv, love you to death, bro. But next time you see us, we'll be in the new studio in the new digs in Jersey City, I believe. But so real quick, you go first, and then I'll take it home. Favorite game for your beloved Jets on your schedule. Least favorite game on your upcoming schedule for your team.
Oh, I mean, all kidding aside, that Tennessee game, week 1. I mean, I know I'm not going to go as far as some of the New York media that if we lose, the season's over and all that stuff. But I just think that's a really important litmus test, not just because I think we're a pretty evenly matched team, but also you have some young receivers there. Still Cam Ward is very young. Mm-hmm. We are still, I mean, where's our days without a turnover sign here? Like, if you're going to pick up some quick turnovers and change the narrative on this season, the Titans are about the best way you're going to possibly do that. And so I definitely think that one is my favorite. My least favorite is, in order to even be mathematically alive in December, to be quite frank, we are going to have to go 2-2 against the NFC North. That is the honest. The honest to God truth. And I think the best path is the Packers and the Vikings. To be quite honest, the two that I believe both come to us. I know the Vikings do. I believe the Packers do. Either way, though, the Packers are the first one, and they're like week 3 or week 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
Once we safely lose to the Packers, we can start looking at college. We can start looking at mock drafts.
No Packers time.
It sucks that it's that early. Because here, I'll look it up super quick. I don't want to take up too much of the end of our time here. But I believe we start with 3 of the NFC North or something like that. Yeah, we start Titans. Oh, it's week 2. It's even worse because it goes Titans, Packers, Lions, Bears. So if we are not 2-2 by the end of that, 6 wins max, and we can start trying to figure out how we're going to move up draft boards and mock drafts. So the Packers, I say this, you play who's on the schedule, right? Biggest cliche. But you could rearrange the schedule a little bit, and you could see a world where the Jets could be 6-6, 6-7 at some point there. The way this schedule is designed, they're going to be about 3-7 at one point, 4-7 at one point, and they're just going to be kind of in the doldrums all season.
So when is it Cade Klubnik time?
Oh, I would say November 1st. I say we'll go through the first 2 months and then we'll switch over.
I think that's smart. I think him playing this year is. I think it's a no-brainer. I think it's a no-brainer.
And the thing, those last 6 games, I forget. It's Arizona, Miami, and Minnesota coming in. Which again, I think Minnesota would beat us, but they're at least a winnable game. with all the question marks they've had in their change of personnel and whatnot, you could conceivably go 3-3 between Thanksgiving and the end of the season. So if he comes in that stretch, in that sort of, like you say, kind of funny money part of the season,
Right.
what do you do with your decision making there? You know, a rookie with no expectations goes 3-3. Is he good?
Yeah.
We have no idea. But if he comes in November, he gets 11 games and he goes 3-8. Well, yeah, we know, Arch Manning, here we come. So I would get him in there and definitely get him in there before Thanksgiving, because the end of the schedule, I mean, even if you lose a heartbreaker to the Vikings and you go 2-4, that doesn't tell you anything. We need to know about this kid.
Yeah, it's how he plays. Yeah. It's not necessarily the result. For us, real quick, to bring it home, Cowboys, America's team. I'll start with my least favorite. My least favorite is the Brazil game.
Yeah,
I said it earlier.
If we were going international, that would be that should be the obvious answer for any fan of a team going international.
Listen, I only want us going to London or to Mexico. Mexico will be a home game for us. A lot of Texas is right there, literally. But the fact that they never put Dallas in the Mexico game is so stupid to me. It makes no sense. Like, the NFL is just, they don't like money in some instances as much as they love money. But having us in Brazil to play the Ravens. Yeah, I'll bake an L in there now. I'm prepared for it now. I'll still watch, you know what I mean? But it's just like, I'm not looking forward to that. Right. But of course, to flip it on the other side, I'll be enjoying my turkey, and I want us to be eating some Eagle too.
Oh, that's a great game. I mean, I can only dream the Jets one day are proud enough to be worth a Thanksgiving day.
Yeah, I think last time you guys played on Thanksgiving, a couple times you played on Thanksgiving was against Dallas. Was it 07? I think 07. Yes, 07. I think
everything about that sounds believable.
Oh my goodness, but no, I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving yet again. Listen, the league saw last year, they did historic numbers with Cowboys Chiefs. They were just like, who else has a ridiculously large fan base that we can prop here on the standalone? Oh, Philly, right. For sure. Why not? So yeah, those games for sure. And I'm excited. I'm excited about the draft being done. I'm excited about the schedule being released. It's before you know it, man. Preseason will be here. August is right there, around the corner. Now we're talking preseason, and that's when the party starts. But round of applause. Oh, man. Again, thank you so much, Stellar 19. You guys have been holding us down, bro. Holding us down. You know, it's the Wizard schedule, your school schedule as well. But it's summer, so things are lighting up, and we can start lighting it up, too. We got to catch a Yankee game. Yeah. You know, I'm actually going this weekend. Nice. I'm going to Yankees Rays, I think we're playing. All right. Yeah, so hey, listen. Paul Goldschmidt, where are you? You know what I mean? But we're going to bring it home just like this. That's the belt. You know who had this? Lex Luger had this one.
Ooh, that's a pull.
That's a pull. Newly Hall of Fame. WWE Hall of Famer Lex Luger had this one. That's Mongo. He's got the merch. I'm U-Goboy. I got the merch. I got the shirt. I never wear the shirt. Dave Sturchio has a beard and muscles. He's somewhere on the boards. This has been another episode of the U-Goboy Podcast Sports Talk with me and Mongo. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We love you guys. Come on back. Come on this journey. We love you guys. Peace. Yahtzee. Whoa. Hey, this a vibe, nigga, whoa. Woo, secure the bag, I need more. Hey, 3P, Jordan, whoa. Woo, I can't keep it on a low. This a whole vibe, I don't need a plug, no cosign. Thinking out loud, that's a gold mine. Mask on, yeah, COVID-19. Baby mama, yeah, looking like Rihanna. Rest in peace to George, rest in peace Brianna. Still kicking like Van Damme, with my niggas in Amsterdam. You go, boy. Yahtzee. It's your boy, U-Goboy, and my friends at New York Posse. They're gonna hook you up with some official gear. The Knicks are hotter than ever, and they're gonna get you right with some official snapbacks, beanies, official gear, official like tissue, baby. Hit that promo code below, 2024. Get 20% off on all New York Posse gear. Hit the link below, and they're gonna get you right. It's your boy, U-Goboy. Yahtzee.